These are my top 6 favorite mobility exercises of all time. There's so many different mobility exercises that I do that I've done in the past, but these are the ones that I do consistently, me, every day. This is my secret stash. And if you do this consistently, you're gonna get rid of the aches. You're gonna get rid of the pains. You're gonna open up your body. Your body's gonna breathe. You're gonna decrease your pain. If you're active out in life, if you play tennis, if you go hiking, if you lift weights, whatever you do, it's gonna make that even better. It's gonna amplify what you do, but you gotta be consistent. So let's get started. I may have said the other ones are my favorites, but this is like one of my legit all-time favorites. I'm obsessed with this exercise. And so what you wanna do is you wanna get into the pigeon pose. Now what this is gonna do, it's gonna stretch out your glutes. It's gonna stretch out your piriformis, which is right near your butt. It's also going to stretch out your hip flexor. Now this may be a big stretch for a lot of people, which is great. What I like to do is I like to stabilize this foot with my hand because oftentimes it starts to slip. And so I'll go ahead and stabilize the foot. Before we start doing the mobility, the movement part of this thing, you wanna just kind of get used to this position. This might be a lot for some people. Now, if this feels like a lot, go ahead and bring the heel back just a little bit to ease the tension off of the glutes. Okay, so that feels a little bit better. But since I kind of like this, I do this all the time, I'm gonna bring my foot forward. Then what you wanna do is you wanna go down and get a nice good stretch and then come up. Okay, so we don't want to stick around. This is not a flexibility exercise. This is a mobility exercise. So you get a few of these in and it feels pretty good. Now what you want to do is when you come up, press this knee into the ground. And what that's going to do, it's going to activate the opposing muscle group. So you're going to release the muscle, and then you're going to activate it. And you're going back and forth between activation and release. It looks like this. So you're coming down, and then you're going to press your knee into the ground. You're going to be able to get really good at coming down and then activating a little bit more. Sometimes I like to lift my hands off the ground so I can activate just a little bit more. So I'm going to come down and then I'm going to press in. I'm going to activate more. Now, you may or may not be able to lift your entire body. So for now, just press in and just activate it at your own pace and at your own strength. I like to do anywhere between 10 to 20 per side, and I'll do about 2 rounds per day that I'm doing it. If you want to increase the flexibility and the mobility in your hips and your hamstrings and your calves and all sorts of muscles on the posterior part of your body, the back side of your body, this is for you. This one's called an elephant walk. So what you want to do is you want to squat all the way down and you want to pick one leg and straighten out that one leg. Squat all the way back down and then straighten out the opposing leg. And you want to go back and forth, flexing your quad and then straightening out your leg. This is stretching out the calf. This is stretching out the hamstring. This is stretching out parts of the glutes. And you're going to go back and forth until you get to about 15 to 20 per side. This is one of the best chest, rib cage, shoulder openers of all time. You want to grab your elbows behind your head, okay? Now, when you grab your elbows behind your head, you're going to squat down just a little bit, just like this, okay? So your elbows are together, and then you're going to bring your elbows as far back as you can. You're going to come down, squat down a little bit. You're going to rotate around, and when you come up, open up your rib cage. And you're going to get a little side flexion. You're going to stretch out your rib cage, your quadratus lumborum, the side of your obliques, basically. Come around, elbows out, open up the rib cage. Get a nice good side stretch, and you're going to do this for about 3 to 5 rounds in a row. And then you're going to go all the way back around the opposite direction. You're going to come around, stretch out that side, open up the chest, open up the shoulders, open up the elbows. You're massaging all of the joints. You're increasing the synovial fluid, which is the WD-40 in your joints. And I tell you what, I'm not giving you a bunch of stuff that I do, a bunch of crap that I don't do. This is literally what I do every single time I work out. I probably do this maybe 5 times a week. And it makes me feel so incredibly good. This is what I call the pendulum stretch. You want to go ahead and find a wall, stretch your legs out as far as you can, and this is going to really stretch your adductors. And when you find the flat surface, go ahead and bring your arms all the way up as far as you can and keep them locked and straight. Activating your muscle during this exercise is so important. You want to flex the quads and go all the way down as far as you can go. Now, I've been doing these and practicing this for a little while, and so I may go farther down than you, or I may go down a little bit less than you. So you can go ahead and pick the intensity, and you may want to start with like little tiny pendulum swings. Now, here's the deal. This actively opens up the rib cage, the intercostals, and it also stretches the QL, the quadratus lumborum. And when you go from side to side, it opens up the rib cage, and it just feels so good. This is probably one of my favorite mobility exercises that I do probably before every single workout during the week. This is the greatest stretch of all time. I personally call it the runner stretch. Go ahead and place one foot flat on the ground, straighten out the back leg, and keep it locked and straight. Remember, activating your muscle is the number one thing that you have to do when you're doing mobility exercises. That's the thing that opens up your joint the most. Lock out your opposite hand and your opposite arm, spread your fingers out nice and wide, and go ahead and give a nice swing in the opposite direction, as far back as you can go. Now here's the deal. When I come all the way back, I'm not only stretching out the rib cage, my shoulders, my triceps, my lats, I'm also stretching out the glutes. So you're getting a 2-for-1. You want to go anywhere between 5 to 10 in each direction, and then you want to go ahead and switch legs. Now when you switch legs, remember, again, lock out that back leg and swing your arm as far back as you can go. These are called wall slides. Find a flat surface like a wall and go ahead and bring your arms nice and flat against the wall. So you want to spread your fingers out nice and wide. You want to bring your shoulders, your elbows, everything's touching the wall. Now, if your back starts to round like this, press the middle of your back on the wall, and that's going to assure that you get a proper stretch in your shoulders, in your rib cage, in your lats. And what you want to do is you want to slide your arms all the way up as far as you can until you hit that nice, juicy, stretchy point, and then you want to come all the way down. Now, when you're pressing up, your muscles are actively pulling your muscles, opposing muscle group, all the way to its full capacity, to its full stretch. Now, you're strengthening one set of muscle groups, and you're releasing the opposing muscle group. This is increasing mobility, it's increasing flexibility, it's increasing strength, it's increasing synovial fluid in your joints. It's the best of all the worlds combined. I hope that you followed along and that you participated while we were going through these 6 mobility exercises. Now, again, no matter what you're up to, if you consistently do this on a regular basis, your body is going to open up in ways and you're going to feel freedom in your body. It's like your body's going to be breathing. It's going to be like feeling alive and inspired. Now remember, you have a mission and you have a purpose, and I truly hope this helps you.